All right, hello everyone. This is Guy Daniels, the microbiome expert. I'm going to go over a paper which I found this morning which connects a lot of dots in things I just talk about all the time. So I found this paper on PPIs, which are proton pump inhibitors. They block stomach acid in the stomach. And PCABs, which are basically a more powerful PPI. And in this study, what they did was they looked at the fecal microbiome, and they found, no shock, I talk about this all the time, that the PPIs worsen the microbiome. They increased the genus Streptococcus, which is full of bad actors, and Veillonella, which is also a genus with bad actors in it. Two genera I frequently talk about being pro-inflammatory, opportunistic pathogens. The PCABs significantly increase Streptococcus, again the same genus, and yes, your so-called probiotic lactobacillus. And those who wound up getting constipation from the PCABs were found to be significantly higher in Streptococcus and, you guessed it, lactobacillus. Now, so the mechanism of action here for PPIs/PCABs is very similar to that of the carnivore diet. So, and oh, by the way, the people who had poorer bowel motility had significantly lower Faecalibacterium, as in F. Prausnitzii, and significantly lower Carpococcus, another healthy butyrate-producing genus, as well as Bifidobacterium. So again, back to protein fermentation in the lower gut. So PPIs, PCABs, what do? They block stomach acid, HCl, secretion. This reduces the ability to do a number of things, which especially break down proteins for protein digestion. So what winds up happening is more protein makes its way down to the lower GI, where it gets fermented. And who do I always say likes to ferment protein? The bad guys. So here we have some bad guys like Streptococcus, like Veillonella, and believe it or not, that so-called probiotic lactobacillus, which the data is terrible for. So again, we have this connection, and you can understand why I'm not a big fan of the carnivore diet. And in my consultations, when people tell me that they've tried the carnivore diet in the past, oftentimes I hear that it gave them constipation. So again, we can understand the connection to all of this. So I have more in-depth videos on these topics. I have a relatively newly released video entitled PPIs and Their Effects on the Microbiome. I highly recommend you watch that. And I also have stomach acid blockers and their effects. It's kind of has some of the same information. And I have a video on PPIs, protein fermentation, the lower gut, and the carnivore diet. So if you've tried PPIs or taken PPIs extensively in the past or used the carnivore diet, then this would be for you. Also, if this is something you haven't done in the past, still, it lends a good understanding to fermentation in the gut, who the bad guys are, what they like to ferment, who the good guys are, what they like to ferment, and how to go about resolving things like constipation and all the other things that go along with dysbiosis as well. So you can find videos on all these topics. And oh, by the way, the link to this paper I'm referencing is in the description below.